share it, you have to convert it right from the CD format, AVI file or whatever it was, to it's a big old dump truck. To whatever YouTube likes, right? So it has to be encoded and all that stuff, and it's hard to get it done so that it actually still sounds good, right? And I want to hear the song, even though I didn't go to the studio with them. I want to hear the songs, clearly, because I wrote a lot of those riffs and whatever. But if the lyrics are like, I want to recreate these songs because I have the means to do so. I mean, I've got the full band equipment. The only thing I need is isolation headphones to be able to play along with my drum kit, or the drum kit to play along with the guitars, right? So the way I'm going to record, normally you put your drum kit down, drum tracks down first, and the guitars play along with that. But what I'm going to do is a little bit differently, because it's easier for me to do it this way, is write the songs from the guitars out, because it's a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is basically take my little, and I've already tried it, and it works great, in my little metronome, because most of the songs are the same tempo the whole way through. There's no time changes. Can I get in there? I'm gonna sneak in this way. You're gonna, there's the boys there. They're like, oh, Reg is late today. Actually, I'm not. But I'm gonna sneak in this way. But anyway, yeah, so I record the guitar along with the metronome. You don't hear the metronome, because basically what I do is I plug the guitar in ready to record and whatever, but instead of listening to the isolation, well, they're not real isolation headphones, but listening to the guitar on the headphones, which I don't really need to do. It's neat to do because you can get to hear the distortion and all that, and the effects and whatever. But what I do is I just put my metronome on the headphones, right, and plug it into the headphones, and I listen to the metronome, and I can still hear the guitar, kind of like acoustically, sort of, so to speak, while it's recording. And then I have a perfectly timed guitar, and then what I'm going to do is use the isolation headphones, the real good ones that can, allow me to play along with it. And then I can come up with better drum lines, because, again, drums are not my first instrument by any stretch of the imagination, right? So what I want to do is take the isolation headphones, use that so I can come up with really creative, I better have brought my money with me, really creative, oh, there it is. Scared me there for a second. Really creative ways of recording, you know what I mean? So, like the bass I always do last. I tried recording from the bass out once, and it doesn't work that way, because the bass is a weird instrument, because it blends in so well sometimes that you can't you can't follow along with the bass in the recording, because it doesn't pop out enough, you know what I mean? So the guitar, you can always hear the guitar. The bass, you can hear it when there's like a run or something like that, but when it's supporting the chords, it's like you can't hear the bass over the guitar, right? But the bass makes the guitar sound heavier and bigger and blah, blah, blah. Bass does what it does. Like I say, the best bass player is the one you don't hear. It sounds like an insult, but it's actually not. It's like, because it's like I was talking in my open tunings, where the chord, when you do an open tuning, how the chord kind of like is like wrapping a blanket around the song, rather than just playing notes within the song. Well, bass is a lot like that, where it kind of like, it fills in everything. It's the crazy glue of the song, right? So it's the one that, glues the drums to the guitars and the vocals and the keyboards and all that stuff. It envelops, right? So yeah, so that's my goal for that. But I'd love to recreate some of these songs, and unfortunately, my favorite song, which is called "Delusions Grandeur," it's the last song on the in the video, and some of the best parts of the song right at the end, just before she starts howling out the Delusions of Grandeur part. That song is so fast. Like, I didn't realize how much alternate picking I was doing in that. Again, you can't hear it perfectly because it's camcorder auto, but I'm going to be interested to see how Mike covered that in the studio, if he did it the way I did it or if he did something else. But I'm going to do that again because it just, like, while the double bass drum is going, you hear the double bass drum. You can barely hear the double bass drum, but you can hear it going like that. And then my picks just like it's really, really fast. And then of course the bass is in there too. Like everybody, like the bass player and the drummer are playing 16ths. I'm playing 30 seconds in there, and it's so fast. It's so fast. I was like, I've always been a fast guitar player. Sometimes to the point where it hurts me. In the sense that I get too sloppy because I'm playing too fast for my abilities. But there's certain things like, and I got this trick from Randy Rhoads. The best song I could point to would be Children of the Grave, where Tony Iommi was like, dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You know, where Randy Rhoads was dun, 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 like just that tremolo picking that he used to do in a with the staccato, and it sounds so fast. But what you're really doing, you're not playing a faster tempo, you're just playing more notes. You know, you're just playing a higher value of notes, you know, 16ths over 8ths or 30 seconds over 16ths or whatever. And stuff like that's really, really cool. So, like, that's why I want to re-record these songs so you could clearly hear that stuff, and you'd be like, wow, these guys were pretty freaking tight, you know, like, for what we did. Yeah, so I'll be interested to hear the actual recordings, and what Dave said whenever he's done, like, trying to get the best editing, because he's really good at the editing and stuff. Like, it's Dave Scott Richard Productions is his thing. He does photography and stuff like that. Just a little bit warning, I'm more of the Jesus freak guy. He's the devil worshiper guy, just so you know. But he's not really you know, he's not satanic, but he's edgy, right? So some of his photography is a little bit edgy, whatever. But he's a real cool lad anyway. But yeah, so he does a lot of editing and stuff like that. He has a few songs out on his own, whatever. So I'm trying to think of a way that him and I could collaborate, because for my Triple Hammer project, I would love to have Dave playing on. I think he would just, with the 7 strings and the 8 strings, I think he would just fucking love it. I think that would be cool. But I'm probably going to do all the Triple Hammer stuff myself. But if there is a way that I can do the Triple Hammer stuff in the studio, but the thing is, the Triple Hammer stuff is 30 songs. It's 3 albums. It's a concept album, right? So the short of it, it's a peasant who gets captured by aliens and through a time porthole, and tries to make his way back to the love of his life, who gets killed by a giant rock. And then he gets rescued by a intergalactic inch spacewalk. Totally believable story. The songs are fun. They're heavy. They're you know, it's you know, 7-string, 8-string metal and drop C tuning stuff. Yeah, I got most of the songs written, but my hold up is 2 things: my double bass pedal for my drums and my isolation headphones. After that, I'll start recording